This is the month-long journey of August Crow through the city of Riverside. This video will not include the first week, since that video can be found here. All the individual days have been posted as well, but this combines them all into one video for your enjoyment. So without further ado, sit back, grab some snacks, and witness the chaos and carnage that is Project Zomboid. Back at it with August Crow. Day 9 begins with eating some bread that I managed to bake in the grocery store before being chased around like a K-pop boy band member. Still too early to go outside, I snuck around the house, peering outside my windows to see what means of egress was best. I got nude and began to squat, then rested while watching Life and Living. I got dressed, armed myself, and peeked out the front window. I see one. And a bunch more. Like 4 of them. So I'm blind as to what's over on this side of the house. A single zombie out front that I can see. It became clear that the south exit would be the ideal one. So I walked outside, knowing that we have work to do. Oh boy. A group of 5 saw me, so I got to stepping. I looked next door to see if any zombies would hear the ruckus. I ended up playing Ring Around the Rosie until I could 1v1 some of the zombies. The fighting proved stressful, as I gave out a hefty sigh when I was finished skirmishing. I then went back inside to refill my tumbler and catch my breath. Alright, door's gone. And I think I know who to blame. Who heard that? Did you? Anybody? Come on, somebody had to hear that. Yeah. Come on over. Join the party. Instead of going to the left here, I'm gonna go around the house.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Oh, that was a mistake. That's not good. I went inside to rest before getting into fisticuffs with the undead once again. I was also getting hungry, so I needed to get back to my house to replenish. Okay, time for more moida. I went south to avoid this northern group, then discovered an even bigger group near my safe house. There were only about a dozen, but this was still a lot to me. That's crazy. I opted to fight for the home that I worked so hard to secure.
Use the Force, Luke. Let go, Luke.
Now this was a pivotal moment. I could either A, run like hell, or B, stand and slaughter. I chose the latter.
Come here!
After clearing a path to my house, I started working on the blind spot to the north. Hey, stop doing that! I then went inside to fill my starving belly. Finally, some good fucking food. I decided to check all the rooms to make sure no one crept inside whilst I was feasting. Going back outside, I cleared the remaining enemies. I then caught a glimpse at how big the horde near my home really was. They appeared to be a little over a dozen in number. Nevertheless, this was still enough to make me question my next move. Okay. and take a minute to recollect myself after that. Alright, it is 1 in the afternoon. There's a giant horde of zombies right by my neighbor's house. After real-life me had a moment to calm down, I sat to regather my strength and decided to go back to swinging. After all, the only good zombies are dead zombies. In the entire group, only one noticed me. As they made their way towards me, all the other zombies began walking into the house. There's something in there, attracting the zombies. Interesting. A much more manageable group was now here, ripe for the picking. Been Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Tired again, but we are making some progress. I made an impression on the couch, then went back to clearing the rest of the house next door. Walking inside, there appeared to be only one zombie. But I was mistaken. Now was the moment to walk away, but that is not what I did. Instead, I panicked and began to punish the individual who frightened me. I've made a grievous error in judgment. Fortunately for me, however, these zombies got into a neat single-file line for their stomping. Alright. After checking to ensure that the surrounding area was clear, I went inside and discovered some broken glass on my bathroom floor. Thinking nothing of it, I picked up the glass and shut the door, certain that this will not pose a problem in the future. Then I read up on foraging until I became very tired. I filled up my tumbler, took off my jacket, and went to sleep. 20 minutes before the alarm. How you gotta love it. To start the day, I began by studying the art of slicing and dicing. This was done in preparation for the cooking show, but alas, the free XP handouts were now over. Once I ate my last bowl of stew, I ventured outdoors. Outside, things were quiet. A little too quiet. Things were going pretty smoothly until this happened. Luckily, 'tis but a scratch. 7%. Doesn't seem like a crazy number at first, but then you think about it. Sometimes thinking leads to overthinking. This can make things worse. So I tried to do what Bob Marley says. Don't worry. I went inside this home, where I found some salami and the ability to craft noisemakers, as well as an alarm clock, which is an actual noisemaker. After clearing this home, I began to move next door. I found a garden saw in this garage. Now I had everything I need to begin disassembling furniture, which would be my only way of gaining carpentry experience since there would be no more life in living. I also found a beer bottle. It took me 10 days, but I finally got that bottle. I set off for home, but opted to take a longer route to investigate this car wreck. There were keys, but the cars were in bad shape. In the trunk of the dashboard driver, there were some goodies. Damn. I'm coming back. With my curiosity satisfied, I ran home. After putting the loot away and changing my bandage, I went outside to harvest more clothes for future bandages. I then went zombie hunting to clear the area. Soon, however, the hunter became the hunted. Don't do me like that. I'm playing it way too fast and loose. Eventually, things went my way once I realized how careless I was being.
Gotcha, bitch!
Too close for comfort, I could use a drink.
I got you, homie!
The fighting left my jacket with 2 holes, so I patched them up, then promptly went to sleep. Today began with me drinking at 6:30 in the morning in order to empty out a bottle to use for water. I promise I don't have a problem, but if you do, here you go. It's a good day. Outside, I saw about half a dozen zombies across the street. What are you doing over there, you silly goose? I went back toward the car wreck I discovered yesterday, whereupon I discovered a group of loiterers. But since trespassing is illegal, I got to sentencing.
Guilty, 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 guilty!
Got something stuck in your leg, Chief. I don't think so. Am I just gonna reach through the window and grab some kitchen tongs? Hello? This is the home inspector. Hello? Monsieur? Are you aware there's a zombie banging on your door? Don't worry. I will save you. This house has been cleared. 9:30 in the morning and I'm already drowsy. So I'm gonna take a quick power nap. After the nap, I sat on the couch, ate a banana, then went on to the next house. I'm sneaking up on ya. Watches. Something that unites all Kentuckians. I checked my weight and saw that it was on the decline, which meant things were going according to plan. 99. Look at me. Another house was looted, and another bag of loot was brought back to the base. I saw a group of zombies on my way back, but decided to ignore them for now. After dropping off the loot, I decided to head west, where I saw another car wreck and some more vehicles in a parking lot. Moving south, I saw another house to be looted. The only troubling thing inside was that there was a leak in their refrigerator. Squid? Don't think I've seen that before. But otherwise, just non-perishable food. The house next door had some metalworking equipment, as well as some water bottles in the refrigerator. On my way home, I took everything of value out of the police bull driver. Somewhat overburdened, I should be fine, as long as I don't come across any zombies.
Hello, motherfucker.
I dropped the gas can and the guns to make the fighting easier.
Fuck! Fuck, 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 fuck!
I went inside to organize the goods, then went back outside to begin removing the interlopers. Not too. Sufficiently tired, I opted to go back inside the house, but not before regathering my guns to bring inside with me. Now, my M9 pistol had a friend, as well as a rifle to keep the baseball bats company. I ate an apple, refilled my water bottle, and went to bed. Since it was still summer, I thought it would be best to remove my denim shirt, but keep the leather jacket to avoid becoming sweatier than a CSGO player. Moving south, I was ready for a fight. Perhaps a little too ready. Here he comes. Show me what you're made of, buddy.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
After that minor setback, I go inside and have some pickles for a snack. I then arrive at what I would like to call Death Alley. I did some shoving to buy me some time, so I could do some uninterrupted skull mashing. Oh man, my heart starts. Ooh, radish seeds, huh? Pretty good. Aw. How you doing, ma'am? 2. Back to my trusty ally, the fence. They're just appearing out of the nothingness. It's a straight up alleyway.
Double kill.
To deal with these two zombies, I take a defensive position. Oh, motherfucker. But there turned out to be more zombies than I anticipated, so I ran away to regain my stamina before luring them out one at a time. The best items were from this former police officer, who was carrying another M9, a shotgun, and a holster. Satisfied with my haul, I began to trek home, killing my old neighbors along the way. With the zombie corpses now making lovely lawn decorations, I arrive at home and put away all the loot, then go back to the post office, since I realized I never cleared the second floor. Peace. Three. I ascend to a higher plane, where I found 2 boxes of paper clips, as well as this massive water container, full of drinkable water.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
I killed this zombie through the window, then headed home. After storing the loot once again, I made my own life and living program using VHS tapes. I was able to get enough fishing experience to gain a level. Then I squat until I was sufficiently tired, and pre-made an omelet for breakfast the next morning. Unfortunately, my sleep was interrupted by a watch alarm. Always remember to turn off those alarms when taking watches off the zebras. Then I go to sleep. Warning. The following voiceover includes me doing my best Scottish accent to keep things amusing. Viewer discretion is advised. I woke, eager to make myself a nice breakfast. Cooking and eating my omelette from the night before, I was now ready to begin today's escapades.
I'm ready, I'm ready.
No, you ain't.
The game tried to frighten me with suspenseful music. Why are you making that noise, game? Probably from the zombies inside this grocery store. A zombie from across the street made their way over, eager to join in on the fun. Not exercise fatigue.
Don't fucking run away from me! I'll end you! Run away!
After the fight, I check all my clothes for holes, but I remain unscathed. I then did another standing curb stomp. Back in the grocery store, I presumed all the fresh food had expired, but I found some fresh burritos in this refrigerator, and in the back, I found 2 entire sacks of fresh potatoes.
Potatoes?
In the clothing store next door, I found some gloves to protect my delicate digits. Across the street was my next destination. These zombies were rudely ignoring my whispers.
It's free real estate.
So I climbed through the window, finally managing to get their attention. I somehow shoved this zombie through the window, so that was kinda cool. What was uncool was all these zombies pushing their way through this one window, so I lured them away to dispense with the private fencing lessons. I went back to the hotel. Once 5 negative moodles appeared, I backed down and set off in the direction of home, eating a burrito on the way to amuse my tummy. Don't know where it goes, but it's on to me and I walk alone. Da 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 da. I waka. Sometimes I wish someone out there would find me. Till then I walk alone. I renamed my fanny packs in typical Australian fashion. Since I still had some time left in the day, I disassembled some of my furniture and put additional planks on my bedroom window. I was still lacking in planks, so I began renovating my neighbour's living room until I had the wood I needed. After making some more renovations to my window, I was ready to bring the day to a close and go night-night in my biddy bye. The 14th day began with more leg exercise, as well as renaming the other fanny pack, once again, like a true Aussie. It was also time for my weekly shower, so I got to scrubbing. After my sponge bath, I put my freshly procured potatoes to use in the form of some succulent stew. I then eat a burrito as a second breakfast, then found more gas cans in the trunks of these cars, which inspires me to begin siphoning gas for later use. I find a key in the ignition of this red van and discover that it is in somewhat decent condition, but I realize I do not have the skills to work on such a vehicle, so I begin inspecting the other automobiles in the lot, when my inspection was interrupted by some local hooligans. I went ahead and confiscated some of the tapes from the video store for later surveillance. Since there was no one left to stop me, I fill up my cans and go home. I pass the gas onto the floor when suddenly I hear growling outside. A single zombie, nothing major. Then another sound, this time from inside the house.
I'm in the house.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Realizing that my home was not as safe as I once thought, I began fortifying the bathroom window. I journey next door to gather some more wood, when another zombie began banging on my newly nailed barricades. With no more distractions, I starred in a one-man recreation of Home Improvement, only with less Tim Allen. Once I had my wood, I installed a final plank on my window. Alright. With my residence now more secure than ever, I felt some peace as I drifted off to sleep. The day starts with eating a stale burrito for breakfast. Since I knew the power was going to shut off any day now, I utilized the television to learn more about those things that go vroom, bringing me to Mechanics Level 1. I bring all the vehicle stuff I had acquired thus far over to the van. I fill up the gas tank and put some air into the tires. I traverse across the street to continue looting the neighborhood. Inside this house, I find another shotgun, this time with shells. I leave the boomstick, but take the attached modifications. I move next door where I try opening the window, but resort to shattering it to save myself some energy. I come across this tiny house. There's nothing important inside, but look how tiny it is. Moving across the street, I dispose of 2 zombies, like a garbage person who would dispose of, well, garbage.
Frank, what the hell are you doing, man?
That's my character!
I'm the trash man.
With some larger houses across the way, I make my way over. Unable to stash any more loot in my luggage, I go home, finding some new friends along the way. On the way back, I stop by the van and replace one of the headlights, as well as place a bottle of water in the trunk, just in case. At home, I make a deposit at the bank of loot, place some attachments on the body of the shoddy, satisfyingly load it.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Do some squats, enjoy a scrumptious meal,
Eating a meal! A succulent Chinese meal!
then go to bed. On the 16th day, I discover that I am bored of the day-to-day minutiae of everyday life, so I seek to amend that by reading a TV guide. My aim for today is to clear the remaining houses to the south. I knew what I was looking for, but my problem seems to be that I do not know what I might find. So, naturally, I look in the places where I know that I will not find it, because you never know what someone might be keeping in their sock drawer. This house had been moved out of, but there were still some fishing supplies in the garage. Jackpot, baby. The next house to be looted had some close calls. But in the end, I make it out alive, and arrive safely at home with the goods. I know there are still houses to check to the south, so I head in that direction once again. I pass Death Alley and begin looting the first house I see. After I finish looting, I see this horde to the south, and avoid them by going west, where I am greeted by another small horde, whom I also lose by running through this already cleared house. Since it was getting late, and I was getting tired and hungry, I went home again. Now is the time to begin grinding out my electrical skill, but not before reading up on how to not electrocute myself.
Ricky, don't electric yourself now.
If I could not find a generator, I could at least get to level 2 to better my chances of fixing it when the need arises. I become tired, so I lie on top of my mattress, then go to sleep.
16 paranoia-filled days later.
I start my day with some squats. Is it still squatting if this is my house? Then resting my thighs and reading a magazine. With all my needs met, the search for a generator continues. I find a hiking bag in this wardrobe. There was also some free shavakadu in the refrigerator, so I help myself. There was one more house to loot. Well, time to go. After my jog to safety, I encounter this small group and got to work. I found a propane stove, so I take the tank to refill my torches. Again, when the time comes. I grab the rifle and box of ammo from this closet, and the M36 from these bedroom drawers. After placing the handgun on the kitchen table with the others, I go to the hardware store to go generator shopping. I find a sledgehammer, more fishing supplies, a welding mask,
This is my partner, Weldy Face. He will take all of your donations.
and some carrot seeds, which would certainly come in handy once wabbit season comes. Now overburdened with the bag, I go home. After the loot was stored, I did more reading until I became ridiculously tired, and an hour before midnight, I go to bed. The day finally came. The power shut off. I ate what would be one of my last fresh potatoes, then began scrounging for a generator once again. I stopped by the liquor store. No generator in the back room, because why would there be one here? But at least now I had confirmation that there was nothing here. I move on to the massage parlor and the camera shop, nothing again. But at least there were some pickles in this kitchen. A broken window cues me to exit the building, where I confront this man in the alley.
What you want, some? Huh? If you want some, I'll give it you. You'll do it.
I head west to start looting houses again, when I find myself in a troublesome situation. Shit. I enter this dwelling to evade the ever-elusive enemies, but they kept up the pursuit, so I brought them to this nice picket fence, where I am sure you all know what happens next. Since my stove no longer works, I grab this barbecue and bring it back to the house. I was concerned about running out of water, so I go to the post office and grab this water dispenser. Hopefully, this would tide me over as the water supply continued to dwindle. I go to the motel and familiarize myself with its layout, since I thought about turning this into a base. I discovered that the pool cannot be used for fishing, but it was still an unlimited source of water. I arrive home and find that things are looking remarkably clean. I then finish Electricity for Dummies, then go to sleep. Today began with a rigorous 40-minute squat routine, then eating an eggplant for breakfast. I rest my weary thighs and speed read a newspaper. I go north to these kitchens, whereupon I disassemble these industrial ovens. They give substantial amounts of experience when compared to watches, but not enough to level up. Fortunately, I had enough watches to get nearly a third of the way to level 2. In my haste to find more stuff to strip for parts, I climbed through this window, not realizing it still had broken glass inside. Luckily, there was no glass inside of me, so I bandage up and remove the glass to prevent any more mishaps. After doing some disassembly at the strip mall and disposing of 16 disposable cameras, I got to electrical level 2. With my potatoes now stale, I would have to resort to eating canned food. But that was a problem for the morning. Now, it was time for bed. Waking up to an empty stomach, the reality of my situation was closing in fast. For breakfast, I eat some pineapple and beans, one after the other, of course. I'm not a psychopath. I scrounge around for more preserved food, use a kitchen knife to make a spear for fishing, do some zombie removal at the hotel, realize I cannot fish in chlorinated water, and gather more building materials so I could craft a rain collector. Then I light a fire and made some pancakes on the grill. Nothing like breakfast for dinner, am I right? Once my stomach was stuffed, I went to sleep.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
You stupid.
I awaken with an epiphany. Instead of going out and collecting food, expending precious time and energy, I could just grow food in my own backyard. So I read up on how to become a jolly green giant. After finishing farming 1, I begin digging furrows, hoping that I can collect some worms. Once the rows were sowed, I plant some radishes. I start to head towards the river to catch some fishies, but on my way, I encounter some parking lot loiterers. So, I bring them to the tried and true picket fence.
I'm getting really sick of you!
After tending to my battle wounds, I punish those responsible. I gather more planks, place the planks in my kitchen cabinet, then head off to sleep. The day begins with a can of mushroom soup for breakfast. I thought heating it up on the grill would make a difference, but alas, it did not. So I eat my warm can of soup, as well as some fruit cocktail. Determined to catch some fresh fish, I make my way to the river once again. This must have been a popular fishing spot, since the area was populated by former fishermen. Once the area was cleared, I place a fishing trap in the water, then, like a wizard, I begin casting.
I'm a what?
I managed to catch 2 small fish before my line broke, and I did not realize that I needed a paperclip or nail to fix it. So I make my way back to my domicile. On the way, I gather some rotten food to place in a composter, not just for fertilizer, but for the worms. I build the composter while waiting for my fish to finish cooking, then reward my hard work with a lovely fish dinner.
What she order? Fish fillet.
I discover that I lacked the knowledge to fix my fishing rod, so I deal with this frustration by taking it out on my neighbor's furniture. Before going to bed, I do 50 minutes of squats, then collapse on the mattress. Every day begins with a good breakfast, and today's is a can of chili. With a thirst for knowledge, I head towards the school, carefully conflicting with the future corpses. At one point, my boots broke, but I kept clomping on faces in my socks.
Wait, whoa, clomp? Yes, Lana, clomp, meaning... I know what clomp means!
Your clomping ass ought to know.
I go back to collect the military boots that I found on day 1, then take a brief respite on this bench. After regathering my strength, I continue clearing the area. I find some maple syrup and marmalade in this kitchen. Then when I exit the building, I am greeted by a half a dozen starving shamblers. I loop back through the building to lead them off the scent, then begin removing them one at a time. After their untimely demise, I become fatigued, so I go home. I sit on the couch and complete trapping 1, then eat some canned mushroom and vegetable soup, and go to sleep with a full stomach. I awoke with a dream that I would finally make it to school and find the magazine that would allow me to fix my fishing rod. I walk through the alley with the shadow of death and get discovered by some adoring fans. With the outside of the school somewhat cleared, I make my way inside. I loot the nurse's office, then locate my local library, where I not only find the skill books that I was missing, but Angler USA Magazine Volume 1. I continue to loot the school until conditions become unfavorable, then exit the school and head home. After depositing my haul, I eat a bowl of oatmeal, finally fix my rod, make 2 stick traps, dig more furrows for future crops, and fall asleep to the sound of falling rain. I awaken to the sound of falling rain, give myself a sponge bath, and make my way to the riverside once again.
I'm fast as fuck, boy!
Where I catch a small perch. I place my stick traps in front of the strip mall, find a key for this black Chevalier Nyla, and bait these traps with some Lucky Charms. I slice, cook, and eat the freshly caught perch, see these two zombies and try to lure them to a fence, but encounter even more zombies. You gotta be kidding me.
I circle this small grocery store to lose sight of them, then clear out about half a dozen adversaries, and relocate one of my traps. I arrive back at home, eat a bowl of oatmeal and sardines for dinner, then go to bed. I rise at 4 in the morning, finish my sardines from the night prior, stuff some marmalade in my pockets, then head off towards the more affluent neighborhood, engaging in hand-to-hand combat along the way. On one of the bodies, I find a fresh pair of boots and some leather gloves, providing more protection than my previous pair. I walk through the school, but quickly realize that was a bad idea, so I take the long way round.
An axe?
I remove an axe from this gentleman's back and threw it on the ground. I tried to lure these zombies into using this fence.
Clever girl.
But was outsmarted.
And stay down.
Enemy spotted.
Hey, buddy. Wake up. Dude, are you getting up? Now he's getting up.
The game plays me a tasty lick as I clear out the local proximity.
Oh, dude, that guitar is sick. Why is it my first time hearing that guitar? Ooh. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. I gotta take care of this.
I go inside, eat some canned carrots for a snack, then sit down to recharge my metaphorical
Now
batteries.
We rest. My guess is the lady in the green hat is gonna notice me first. Yep, I was right. Work smarter, not harder. Come on.
I repair the hole that was ripped in my jacket, find some more seeds, as well as a fitness contraption.
Interesting.
At this house, I experienced the most stressful combat to date, fighting for my life using this picket fence.
Oh my god. This is getting out of hand.
I break the AI of these two zombies. Take a 2-hour siesta, clear 3 houses, eliminate the zombies surrounding the next house to be cleared, and go home since it was getting late. I jog to pick up the pace, make it home an hour before midnight, deposit my loot, and finally go to sleep.
The moment that I wake up, I go outside to check on my radishes. I also convince myself to finally plant some carrots and give them a good soak. I check my traps and see that I caught 2 dead birds. I go to place more bait in the traps, but accidentally eat the bait myself. I wander back home, butcher the birds, and throw them on the bobby. I go back to the neighborhood that I was previously clearing. I gotta go around the school this way. Hey, buddy. What you doing? Oh, brutal. Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei. Jeez, I knew someone was in there. I knew someone was somewhere. That's what it's all about, folks. That's why I spend every moment recording, because you never know when some gem is gonna pop up. A shed, who knows? Yes! Oh my god. Thank you, shed.
I scoop up the generator and immediately head home.
But can I hop this fence? No way. What a Chad. Can you imagine holding a generator in your hands as you hop over a fence?
I make it home, connect the generator, top it off with gasoline, and turn it on. I refill my traps, catch a 15-centimeter sunfish, and slightly before midnight, I go to bed. I wake up at 5 a.m., eat some fish fillets for breakfast, then do 20 minutes worth of squats. I go outside and relocate my other stick trap, and discover that I caught another dead bird, but forget to put bait inside the newly relocated trap. I loot the contents of these cars, then try to find some gasoline, but could not find any, so I take my frustration out on some zombies with my foot. I arrive back at home, where I butcher and cook the freshly caught bird, then add it to some rice that I cooked this morning. I go back outside and begin scrounging for gas once again. I find a little bit in this red Masterson, but nearly fill both my cans using what was left in this pink car. I fill the tank of my red van, then place a nearly full can in the trunk. Up north, I fill the cans using this red station wagon, but accidentally trip the car alarm when trying to look under the hood, so I jog back home. I rebait my traps and head towards the river to do some fishing before bed. I encounter some resistance along the way, but manage to catch a 99-centimeter pike. Once I become very tired, I stop fishing and head home. I slice my pike into 2 fillets, both with minus 48 hunger.
Damn.
Once I become ridiculously tired, I head to bed. The day begins with me eating some sushi for breakfast. Since it was raining, I place an empty cooking pot outside to collect some water. But as soon as I walk outside, I am accosted by my former neighbors, who beat on my poor barbecue. After my nosy neighbors were dealt with, I plant some strawberries and tomatoes and pour some water on them. Then I began to formulate a plan.
But I want to make my way to the gated community over here. And it looks like the best path I could take that wouldn't be through the middle of town would be this way. And I don't know exactly which house I want to settle in, but I can't move anywhere unless I clear it out. I think I'll head south and start clearing out this strip here. I think I can make it back to my safe house here with the van, but then from there I'm going to have to go doot, and then here, into the gated community. So, I got a plan, because I want to be able to find a house with a fireplace before wintertime. And I know there's a ton of houses with a fireplace right here. Maybe we can find one that's river adjacent, maybe one that's in the middle, but I don't know, we'll see. But that's the plan.
Before I hit the road, I cook a fish fillet and an omelet. I was doing a fairly good job dealing with the zombies along the way, until I come across this gentleman. Luckily for me, it was just another scratch.
That's what you get, motherfucker.
Oh, man. Oh. What's with all the stakes? The question is, will my combat skills ever progress if I'm always relying on the fence? To which I would say, no. My weapon skills will never get better if I don't use my weapons. To the fence! Vault! Three down. And the moodles are starting to stack up. So if I can clear at least one house, that would be ideal. And it looks like that's the closest one to me.
After checking to ensure that the house was clear, and changing my dirty bandage, I go to bed early at 6 p.m. I wake up at 1 in the morning with an epiphany.
I knew I should have brought a book. It's not like I can really snoop around at 1 in the morning. Or I could if I had a death wish. Guess I'll just dismantle some watches in my spare time.
I also dismantle the TV and the radio in the kitchen and do my weekly laundry. Since I was spending all my time indoors, I was now bored, so I sit down and read The Great Gatsby. I finally go outside at 5 in the morning, where 2 zombies come over to say hello.
Let's get tactical, Marines. You don't want none of this. I know you're in there. Come on out. There he is. There's one. Dispose of her. Would anybody like to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Okay, there was one inside the house. One. Which is good. I don't want to attract all of them. For once in my life, I don't want to be attractive. Is this a waste of time? No. It's the safest means of dispatching these zombies. Waste of time. I'm playing video games. Can't think of a better waste of time. A respectfully good waste of time. Ooh. That's the 3rd steak I've found. Is there like a vampire hunter around here? Is someone conflating zombies with vampires? Because they are not the same. Hello there. But I think that's all of them. Think. Doesn't mean it is. You think I forgot about you? Nunny. Oh. Damn.
Oh, bricked it!
Lady. I am not in the house. The dinner bell has been rung.
First bell!
Can I stomp these fellas back to back? Apparently so. No! I hate pushing when I didn't mean to push. Come on. Come on! What you got? Bam! Who's next? Might it be you, good sir? Or ma'am? I can't tell. Come on, where did you all go? Wow. Wow. Whoop, 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 whoop. They were all piled by that door. Is fighting between trees necessarily a good idea? No, it's not. No, 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 no. Don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. Don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. Alright. I only slightly panicked. Slightly.
After managing to escape certain death, I go inside and take a snooze. But since I only slept for an hour, I did not rest optimally, so I sit down to recharge, then went back to clearing out the horde.
Oh, it's so clean. I'm sweaty already. This is bad. Also, I'm talking about actual me, not my character. We're both sweaty. Oh my god. They're just coming from all over. And I wore deodorant too, so like, why am I so sweaty? Just nervous, I guess. Come on, home slice. Up and at 'em. Rise and shine. Don't make me go over there. Eat your vegetables. I don't know why I said that, but it felt fitting. Who's next? Through the trees.
Through the trees.
I go inside this house to rest up for the night, but since the window in my bedroom was broken, and I did not have a saw to disassemble furniture for nails, I had to get creative. So I blocked the window with some drawers, although I could still climb through the window. Once the room was somewhat secure, I go to sleep. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video and would like to see more content like this in the future, please like this video, leave a comment telling me what your favorite day was, and subscribe to grant me the motivation to keep making videos such as this. Have a wonderful day.